the views to be able to look at the list of all athletes we have, as well as being able to click on one, and we have this view set up so we can see the details. Let's make it so we can actually create and edit them in the user interface. So in the create, we notice that we have this form component, and that's really where we're going to want to put a lot of our logic. But depending on where we want to actually put the form, so maybe in the edit or create view or some other place, we're going to want to have a different on change. So let's get our on submit handler from props. And then on submit equals on submit handler. All right? And depending on what on submit handler looks like, we're likely going to end up passing in a lot of the data. But let's figure that out. So in my create view, I can create an on submit handler, which will take an E and then likely the data as well. I'm going to prevent default. And then I'm going to say what I want to do when I submit this form. And that's going to be axios.post .post. It's going to be http://localhost 8000 /API/athletes. We're going to pass down the data. And then we can get the response and say, assuming there's no errors, we can actually just navigate back to the root. And we're going to get navigate from reach router. If there's an error, let's just console log it for the time being. All right, so that means in our form, we're going to send down an on submit handler, which will be this method. So that means in our form, we have this method that we want to execute. Well, what's the data we're going to send down? We're going to have to send down E and data. Or sorry, E and some data. All right, well, this data is actually going to be the first name, last name, and everything throughout our form. So we're going to have to use state in order to keep track of what's being inputted. It'll be the first name, set first name, all right, then we can do last name, set last name, sport, set sport, and then set team. And whenever we do something for our on change, we're going to create a method which will actually be, E. And depending on which one, we're just going to set first name to e.target.value, but then this one will change to last name. This one will change to sport, and this one will change to team. All right? So that means on this on submit handler, we're going to send down the first name, the last name, the sport, and the team as part of the data. So that means that if all goes well, we can go to /create, and then it'll set a post request to our API and create a new athlete. So let's create a new athlete. Michael Jordan, basketball, Bulls. And there we go. We just created a new athlete. And what happened was we sent down that onSubmit handler. When we submitted the form, it executed this onSubmit handler that we're passing down in props. So now we can use this form wherever we want, and depending on what we send down, that's what it'll execute on submit. So that means we can do something else in edit view. So edit is going to do something like this. On submit handler equals data again. And we're going to likely do a lot similar. But instead of axios.post, we'll do axios.put. And this will be /ID. And then we can pass down on submit handler and import Axios from Axios, as well as import navigate from reach router. So now on edit, if this all goes well, we should be able to go edit Jared Goff. If we actually go back real fast, let's see. It currently says his team is the LA Rams. Let's try to change it to the Rams. Looks like, oh, we just had to e.prevent default. We come back here. It looks like it actually submitted, we just needed to prevent default. So if we go back here and edit, we can say Jared Goff football and go back to Los Angeles Rams. Submit, it'll come back here, and there you go. So in the next video, we're going to actually go over a couple more things to finish this, such as the delete button, and then how can we make it so we can pre-populate our edit.